The second pick in the 1985 NBA draft goes to the Indiana Pacers.
Basketball is back in New York City, my friends.
The Knicks' window of opportunity has been open for a decade. Now, on the brink of elimination again, is that window about to close?
And maybe the right side. Maybe the right side. And maybe the right side. I don't know.
If Game 5 is a Reggie rewind of last year, then the Pacers may slam the Knicks' window shut. Or will Patrick keep the window open?
Last year, the door was open for the Indiana Pacers to put away the New York Knicks and advance to the NBA Finals. They had 2 opportunities. Now they have 3 chances at moving to the Finals in the Eastern Conference. But will they take advantage of this situation? Tonight in New York City, in the Garden, it is the place to be. A sellout crowd of over 19,000 on hand as the Indiana Pacers just 1 victory away from eliminating the New York Knicks. Hello again, everybody. Along with my broadcast partner, Hubie Brown, I'm Ron Boone. Hubie, I don't think there's any argument that the Knicks really gave 2 games away to the Indiana Pacers. But as Pat Riley told us at the start of this series, the key, rebounding and free throws.
Well, you have to look at it this way, Ron. Game 1, the miracle finish, Reggie Miller, 8 points in 8.9 seconds. In Game 3, the Knicks up 10 with 7 minutes and 24 seconds to go. No field goals, as well as missing 6 foul shots. Now, we'd like to throw you some stats of why they are also getting it done. The free throw percentage, 80% to 65. But most of all, the attempts, 37 a game. During the year, they only average 29. So you know they're wearing out the front line. Their rebounding has been the shock of this entire series. They're out-rebounding the Knicks by 10. And when you think of the front lines, no comparison. And then, to back it up, they have won the bench the last 3 out of 4. And by that we mean not only the points, but the rebounds.
Well, let's update the injury situation. Patrick Ewing's calves are still sore. He will play. Charles Smith's thigh is still sore. He will play. John Starks hurt his thumb. He will play. Now, the Indiana Pacers, they also have some good news. Dale Davis, despite the separated shoulder, will be in action tonight.
Well, this is major because at 6'11", he's your #1 shot blocker. You see him getting injured right there. The shoulder goes out. He needs major surgery this summer. He's already, in past years, had major surgery on the left shoulder. Now, when you say 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2 block shots a game, they need him.
They definitely need him. They also need Rick Smits, who has really hurt New York more than Reggie Miller has.
Well, this is the 3rd straight year that they have played the Knicks in the playoffs, and we're talking minutes. You can see it right there. It's a wash. Both have been in foul trouble. Then you look at the points. Smits with a +7, and then the big issue. He has a rebounding advantage over Ewing at only 6.3. That's because of the calf. And then getting to the foul line, 35 foul shot attempts, that's 9 a game, and Ewing with only 21. It's the calf injury, no mobility.
No mobility. Now, Pat Riley says he's using the 4 teams that came back from 3-1 deficits as a little inspiration. Good thing Pat's not using his own history. He has been 3-1 twice, and he has lost both series. When we come back, going to be Ernie in Atlanta, then back to the Garden, the Pacers and the Knicks.
NBA playoffs go! Who got the fever? We got the fever! The NBA on TNT! Knock, knock, who's there? The Knicks Racers, Reggie Miller's, Indiana Pacers. They lead the series 3-1. If the Knicks lose tonight, they're done. New York got a team of pros, but can they win 3 games in a row? Ewing's hurt, can New York survive? The Pacers and Knicks, here comes Game 5.
Get ready, playoff basketball.
We're ready, NBA playoffs go!
Well, if the Knicks are going to get it done this evening, Smith and Mason must attack McKee at the 3 position, and Harper must break down Jackson when we get inside of 5 seconds.
Now, Dale Davis, we talk about his injuries. He is wearing something to help that shoulder, and our Kevin Conley's right on top of that story. Kevin?
Thank
Thank you, Ron. I just talked to Larry Brown, and he says Dale Davis will start, but he will wear a full brace on his shoulder. It will restrict his breathing a little bit. It does not allow him to put his arm over his head and back, and Dale says it may cause him problems rebounding. Also, Rick Smits has a bruised knee, visible bruise on his knee, says it is getting better. Patrick Ewing's calf is better, but he will wear the sock. Charles Smith has a thigh injury. They don't know how long he can go. And John Starks has a thumb injury incurred at home. He will not wear a bandage. No factor. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. One thing Pat Riley told you today, Hubie, was that if anybody looks like they're not putting out 100% effort, he is going to go to the bench quickly, not going to waste any time.
Well, he's concerned about the deep thigh injury with Smith. It's in the upper part of the leg and affects the hip, and also Patrick Ewing.
You saw the officials, Hugh Evans, Ed Middleton, and Bennett Salvatore. Larry Brown telling us today that he is concerned about this game because of the 4 days off. Derek Harper, nothing but the bottom of the net. His 20th three-pointer in the playoffs.
You cannot start off in a better fashion than that. The Knicks were looking for the three.
And then Derek Harper whistled for the quick foul.
You can see it right here. They were counting on the help. That opens up Harper, and he has just been having an outstanding playoff series. Cleveland and Indiana. High percentage.
Right inside of Smith. There is a very quick double team, something they didn't do in the first two games, but Patrick Ewing takes one in the eye, and he also commits the foul.
Well, that was a quick double team. Smits tonight must look for the double team first before he puts the ball on the floor. Now, one thing you do not want to see happen, you're going to see Patrick as he comes down, catches him right across the head.
Ewing still blinking out the tears out of that left eye.
Well, you've got to go right at Smits because of the numbers he's putting up as well as the shooting percentage.
Starks to the hole, off the glass. Now we saw, Hubie, in game 2 that the New York guards pushed the basketball and were able to break down the defense. That's something I'm sure Pat Riley wouldn't mind this evening.
Well, they must finish tonight. In game 4, Harper and Starks both struggled, shot a low percentage.
McKee is going to be fouled by Smith on the play. That'll be his first personal. Already the third team foul on the Knicks.
I know Larry Brown is happy because he wants Derek McKee and Reggie Miller to break the Knicks down as much as possible off the dribble because he feels they'll foul.
Mark Jackson, who had a terrible game 3, rebounded effectively in game 4. 11 assists in that fourth game after having 6 turnovers in game 3. McKee backing in on Smith, turns toward the baseline and drops the jumper.
Now, that was a big-time move. Beautiful reverse spin, and Charles Smith was right in his face.
Inside, off the glass, Charles Smith, his first 2.
Throughout the game, as a fan, watch the lobbing of the ball because all of the post-up people will be fronted the majority of the time.
Larry Brown making some very candid comments about his team, saying sometimes they read the press clippings and don't put out the best of effort. As the layup is missed by Davis, he did not have full extension on that.
Oh, you can see that.
Starks to the hole.
He'll be a madman tonight. And by that we mean he's one of the top fearless guards that we have in this league going to the rim. Larry Brown wants a 20. No doubt about it. A good call. He does not like the fact the Knicks are scoring every time down. Plus, Starks is flying. His feet are not on the floor.
Not tonight. The Knicks are 4 of 4. Now, he'd be one thing that I think we had seen a trend developing in the Knicks losses is they were settling for an awful lot of jump shots, which has really given Indiana a chance to win this series.
Well, anytime that you take 20% of your offense to 25% and stay outside and shoot threes, you're settling. You're not creating. You're not going to the hole. So you're shooting a low percentage, and that's what the Knicks have been doing. They have been averaging 19.7 threes. That's 20 threes a game.
Back in play, the Knicks leading 9-2. We've played just over 2 minutes. Ron Poole, Hubie Brown, and Kevin Kiley. Smith's right inside, nothing but everything.
Now that was perfect. Great Indiana basketball. Reggie puts it down. Who comes in double teams? Patrick. Smith's is open.
Ewing. No. Smith thought he had it. We're going to have a loose ball foul called. That'll be on Dale Davis, his first team foul here in the early going.
There's a lot of pressure tonight on Charles Smith and Mason to come in and rebound big. Some nights they do it, and some nights they do not in the series. And that's the reason why they're getting wiped out. You must make up for the fact that Ewing cannot rebound.
Ewing spins baseline. That is a difficult shot that he drills.
You can see Patrick is laboring, just trying to change ends. So you know that he does not have any quickness getting from one side of the lane to the other to rebound.
Oakley fronting Smith. They get it to him in his second jam of the evening.
I love it. That was a great pass to the post. Oakley gambled, and then Smith is murdered.
Let's see if the Knicks struggle in their half court. Ewing left open baseline over Smith. Patrick Ewing with 4.
Well, that must happen because Patrick will get beat at one end of the floor, so he's got to negate Smith by matching the point output.
Now Patrick played 41 minutes in game 4, connected on 25 points. Now Oakley behind Smith, turns around, and we're having a big man's duel.
Well, right now, Charles Oakley has played Smith the last 2 times down the floor. That's not even a match. Now he can push him out, but once Smith catches it, he'll shoot over the top of Oakley. Oakley is not a shot blocking threat.
Oakley only 6'9" to Rick Smith 7'4". Smith way off the mark. The rebound by the Pacers. McKee, scoop shot left hand, doesn't get it. It was pretty, didn't work.
Beautiful move.
Jackson quickly matching up with Harper. We've played 4 minutes. The Knicks lead it by 5. This is where the Knicks have had their problems. Oakley off the back of the iron. McKee had the rebound. Loose ball foul on Charles Smith. That is number 2 on Smith.
Well, they're not going to fool around. They're bringing Bonner right now. They're going to save Mason for when they make a move later on. Now, you can see it right there. As the ball comes down, here it is right there. With the left arm, Charles Smith picks up a ticky-tack, but it's still a foul.
Bonner, the 5th-year prod of St. Louis. Originally a first-round pick back in Sacramento, wearing jersey number 4. Smith's 3 of 4 already here in the first quarter with 6 points. McKee way in deep on Bonner.
In the early going, Larry Brown and his staff very happy. The interior passing is excellent. They're getting the guy the ball when he becomes open.
Bonner doesn't look for his offense. Starks for 3. One thing Larry Brown said was very inconsistent prior to the playoffs was rebounding. That has improved drastically. Miller over Starks, nothing but net.
That was a big-time move, but look out here.
Starks all the way down the other end. McKee with a foul. And it will be a 2-shot foul.
The Knicks, not like their 3 previous years under Pat Riley, where when you would score, they'd just inbound the ball and walk it up. This year, when you score, you must be careful because Starks is releasing, or Derek Harper. They hit him in the open floor, and they give them the green light to take it all away.
The numbers on Starks in the first round and the semis. Starks, who has really struggled, especially in the 4th quarter of these games.
Well, I think that you have to bring out the point that he's only shooting 56% on the line. He's averaging 5 foul shot attempts per game in this series, but he's not knocking them down, where during the course of the year, he was a consistent 74% guy.
He buys a break to the hole. Finger roll, John Starks. Does it the hard way.
Hey, I'm having my game. I don't need these foul shots.
It's too easy.
That's right.
Too easy. That stops the 6-0 Indiana run. Knicks by 3, 6:51 in the first. First turnover for the Pacers. Bonner, it was over, and Brax says Bennett Salvatore.
You must be in the front court when the ball is in the front court.
And they weren't. So we have a timeout. 6:46 left in the first. Knicks by 3. Knicks trailing in the series 3-1. They lead it by 3 with 6:46 left in the first. Pat Riley says when you trail by that much, you don't do a whole lot of tinkering. The bottom line, it comes down to effort and execution.
You've got to prepare as simply and as forcefully and vitally as you've ever prepared before without over-preparing them. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything we can to make sure that we have the best opportunity to win. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do everything I mean, you just have to. I mean, you got to simplify, because what you need is you need great effort and you need great execution. You cannot make great changes. You can't come in with a new game plan. I mean, theoretically or hypothetically, if you look at it from the standpoint of what a team can do and where they should be, we have done that.
Well, I think you have to look at that and say during the year against teams over 500, they were 17-18. And against Orlando, Indiana, and Chicago, they also had a losing record. They were 6-7. You say, well, why was that? Oakley missed 28 games, and then you had Ewing off to a slow start because of his knees. So they, once again, are injured in tonight's game and throughout this series.
That's 3 seconds in the lane, the second Indiana turnover. In case you just joined us, this has been a series of runs, and it is a game of runs. New York jumped out on top 9-2, making their first 4 shots, but Smiths and Indiana got right back into it. And they're only down by 3.
Against the good teams, we gave you those records so that you would see they're really mediocre against good teams.
Oh, yeah.
They always allow the good teams back. So even when you get down against the Knicks, you just stay and run your game plan.
Harper with his second 3 of the ball game.
Well, that takes the pressure off the inside people, because pretty soon they're going to have to stay at home with Harper and Starks, and that will open up the post-up guys.
He is 12 for 21 in this series alone. Smiths faces the basket and buries it. I'll tell you what, Hubie, he has upgraded himself from coach to first class in this series.
Yeah, well, you know, he's done it now for the 2 previous years. This is 3 years in a row that he's worn out the Knicks at playoff time.
Reggie Miller picks the pocket of Anthony Bonner, and Miller will have the easy 2.
Smart move by Harper. They know that they need him. Right now, Larry Brown jumped up. He wanted full court press. See, a lot of coaches believe anytime you make a steal and lay it up, everybody come down court, overplay and deny, because sometimes you can force another turnover.
Neither team has shot 50% in this series. The best by the Knicks in game 1 as we have a foul.
This is what has been lacking, the offensive rebounding. You go back to the playoffs a year ago, the Knicks were ferocious on their offensive board. Well, in this series, they're only averaging 11. A good night in the NBA is when you average 15. But right now, they just don't have it. Patrick is hampered, as well as Smith. That's why Mason and Oakley must get it done.
Well, Dale Davis picks up his second personal foul as we look at Charles Oakley. A career low, only 50 games this year. That stopped a string of 268 consecutive games.
Well, you can see the rebounding and points, you know, from the first round to the semifinals. But the big thing with Charles is his ability as the garbage man in defense. When they trap and the people roll, it's Oakley's job to pick them up in the lane, take the charges. He does all the dirty work.
Shot 79% during the regular season, 84 during this series from the line, and the Knicks up the lead to 4, 5-10 left in the first.
They're going screen and roll. Nice pass.
Smiths over Oakley again. When will New York make the change?
Well, see, he's murdered. He's shooting 61% in this series. He has the feel, but more important, he's not doing anything that he can't do.
Harper, the difficult pass. They work it back out to Starks. Get inside the paint. No good. Here comes Jackson. He has Miller on the right. 15 on the way.
Oh,
McKee is fouled. Good effort, Derek McKee.
That was the trailer. McKee coming right down the middle of the floor and gets on the offensive board. Now here's the screen and roll. Now just watch, see, as they trap all the time. See how far Oakley had to get over there? Now he challenged that shot, but Smiths is in the field. 61%, and this is your 5th game, and he's 5 for 6 tonight. I think he's going for 70.
I think he's going for it. McKee made the first. Named to the all-defensive second team yesterday. McKee, the 8th-year pro out of Alabama.
They got a shot at Pat Riley there, right there. Now here's this half-court trap. Now right now the Knicks have got to break it down. And
oh my goodness, Anthony Bonner. That's how you do it.
See, they leave Anthony Bonner and they trap. So when they throw Anthony to Bonner the ball, he must be an offensive force, and I'm sure he was on that hook.
He was a force on the backboard. Sam Mitchell, who's checked in for Dale Davis, his jumper off the mark. Knicks up by a deuce. Starks shaking and baking. No double on Patrick, so he takes Smits with a strong move.
Patrick is looking for a foul that time. I'd say we have seen some great shooting in this quarter with people hanging in your face and a hand contesting the release.
It's a battle of the big men tonight. Smits already with 10, Ewing with 6, and we have a timeout. 3:49 left in the first. Knicks by 4.
All right, after a foul shot down here, you're going to see Indiana will trap the ball. They'll leave Oakley or Bonner. Now, once this pass is made, you have got to take the ball strong because you have a 4-on-3. Now, he just blows right by 2 guys and scores over the top of Smith. Now, you're Larry Brown. You're upset because you had 2 guys who could have stopped the dribble.
Mitchell looks cross-court to Miller. Smith posting up, Ewing back on him defensively. Smits with the left hand, another strong move for Rick Smits.
Well, Patrick Ewing never had great lateral movement, but tonight it's like his sneakers are nailed to the floor because of that lower calf injury.
He tries to do likewise, rejected by Mitchell. Oakley can't come up with a loose rod. Smits has hit 6 in a row. Mitchell, strong move, no foul. We'll go the other way with it.
Now, you see, we're getting that at both ends. So
Harper.
Great
fake
pass.
Charles Oakley right out of the shoes.
He did. That was a great fake and pass by Harper. Oakman tried to catch that with one hand. No way can you stop a ball that hard.
Both teams shooting over 60% in the early going as we look at Larry Brown, whose last game as an ABA player was a loss, ironically, to Indiana. And his first NBA win as a coach was against Indiana. Now he has the opportunity of doing something no Pacer coach has ever done before in NBA history. Mitchell with the left hand.
Now, Sam Mitchell's a very active player. When he played at Minnesota for 3 years, he averaged 12 points a game. So you know he can score, and he's not afraid to take it hard to the hole. Now, he's missed 2 opportunities, but the idea is that you give him credit for that because he's taking it right to the heart of the defense.
And Anthony Mason, the NBA's 6th man of the year, will come back into the lineup. We're coming to the lineup for the first time. There is Davis with the hot pack on his right shoulder. And the brace, I think, would obviously have to bother him. It restricts his mobility. He told me prior to the game it did.
Well, that's what we said. You know, he averages close to 10 rebounds a game. He's your second. He is your number 1 shot blocker with 2 a game.
Oh, Ewing's going to take a seat as Anthony Mason's going to come in and try to put the big hips on top of Rick Smits. Mitchell 6 of 7 in this series from the line. The pride of Columbus, Georgia, out of Mercer in Georgia. He told me to say that or his mother Betty would get very mad at me. Tied up at 24, 2:40 left in the first.
They're bringing Starks off of a stagger on the right side of the floor. There it is.
Mason on Mitchell, backing his way in. 7 to shoot. Starks. Harper already has 2. He now has 3 3-pointers.
Give Starks credit. He could have forced 2 shots tonight. He's pulled up and made 2 great looks at Harper. 2 for 2 in long-distance threes.
Harper already with 9 in the game. Smits the quick shot. My goodness, what a performance tonight.
Well, that's a baseline screen by a guard. And then what we said earlier, Mason and Oakley cannot stop it.
Oakley with a long jump shot. Vicious rebound. Bonner with the return.
Now that's what Riley's looking for with Bonner. He'll always tell you, Bonner can finish in the break. Plus, he'll finish in the traps, but he's a good offensive rebounder.
Haywood Workman back into the lineup out of Oral Roberts University has done an excellent job defensively in the last 2 games. McKee to Miller for 3. Here comes Harper. He's got Bonner and Starks. Starks, the pull-up. Oakley with the position, the putback. No! Knocked away. Smits comes up with a loose rock. Miller on Harper. Starks tips it away.
Good move by Reggie, though. Excellent crossover. He had Harper spinning, but give Starks the credit because he ran that down from behind.
After Wayne Farrell and Antonio Davis come into the lineup for the Pacers, Rick Smits is going to get a well-deserved breather. 14 first-quarter points. Derek McKee also checks out of the lineup. Mitchell back out to Workman. Near side, Dwayne Farrell out of Georgia Tech buries it.
He can do that. He's a high percentage shooter. He had an excellent field goal percentage as well as points off the bench when he played for Atlanta. And the big thing is you must pay attention here.
Harper for three, his fourth in the first quarter.
Now Workman just came in the game. He's an excellent defender, and Harper just said, I'm lighting him right up from out here because he's thinking I'm going to take him off the dribble.
Now remember Reggie Miller in Game 5 of the fourth quarter with his three-point barrage, his 25-point effort in the Eastern Conference Finals. Harper just takes it away from Farrell, gets it up to Oakley, to Bonner, back to Oak. Foul on the play.
When the Oak man's the middle guy on the fast break, you know you're in a little bit of trouble. We're not looking for finesse now.
Are you saying he can't handle the
No,
runs?
hold on. He was trying. Now, this was just a great steal. Harper tries to put it through his legs, loses the ball. But the Oak man right now sees the 3-on-1, and as it comes back to him, how about this? Gets undercut.
And Charles Oakley will be at the line for a couple. 7 rebounds already for Oak.
Well, when the Oak man came in the league, he started out with Chicago's first 2 years in the league, 87-88, averaged 13 and 13 rebounds, back-to-back years. Was Division II Player of the Year in 85 out of Virginia Union. Been around a long time, understands the war at that power forward position. Has really worked on his outside game throughout his career and also on his foul shooting.
Mitchell gets them both, or Oakley gets them both. Mitchell checks out. McKee comes back into the lineup.
It's a double curl for Reggie Miller into a two-man game with Farrell.
Farrell inside. Mason, good defense. Knocks it off Farrell's foot. Fifth turnover for the Pacers in the quarter.
That was a good pass, but Mason got down in there early also to help on that double team.
Final 5 seconds of the first. Harper's been the man. The turnaround doesn't get it. Rebound Antonio Davis. But Derek Harper, 4 threes in the quarter. That somewhat offsets the 14 points chalked up by Rick Smith. But as we head to quarter number 2, the Knicks have a 6-point advantage.
Back at Madison Square Garden, where the Knicks lead the Pacers by 6 after 1 quarter. The co-rookie of the year with me, Grant Hill from the Detroit Pistons. Grant, the award, what's your feeling? You and Jason Kidd won it.
Feel good. It's great to win the award, and I think this year's rookie class was very good, and I feel honored to be honored as one of the top rookies.
This is where you'd like to be in the playoffs, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of excitement here, the energy in this building. It's a new season, and this is where I want to be, and hopefully we can get there early in the years to come.
Congratulations. Jason Kidd expected to be here at Madison Square Garden in a matter of moments. Back to you, Ron Hubie.
All right, Kevin, and Matt Dobick, the Detroit PR guy, sitting next to him and told us that they're going to be in the playoffs next year. And I said, well, that depends if your coach can handle that. Oh, get that egg out of my basket, but Harper misses on the 3.
That was a great block by Antonio Davis. Right now, at the end of the first quarter, the Knicks shooting 54, Indiana 63. What's the difference? Knicks 4 three-pointers plus 5 offensive rebounds for a total of 10 points.
New York is led by as many as 7 in this ball game. They lead it now by 2. Mason muscling in on Davis.
Oh, he's not going to shoot that.
Starks with the 3. On top of the backboard, will go the other way with it is Hubert Davis will come into the lineup for the Knicks. John Starks is going to get a breather. Davis has struggled in the playoffs. Only 32% in this series from the floor. 3 for 9 from the arc. Starks sits down, having missed his last 3 shots, only 3 of 7.
Well,
in
you
the
know,
ballgame.
Ron, in regards to Hubert Davis, what he's learning is that at playoff time, you just do not get those wide open looks. People are running at you and contesting every shot.
Miller for 3, and he gives Hubert Davis the look.
Well, Reggie has stayed within the offense this evening, and that's what I like. He's not forcing anything. He's just taking what the offense is giving.
Last touch by the Knicks, and the Pacers on a 7-0 run with their first lead of the ball game. That'll bring lead back into the lineup.
Now think about it a second.
Well, he's
Ron.
going to wait.
Just think now. The Knicks, 5 offensive rebounds, 10 points. That's great for a quarter. They're shooting a high percentage. They've made 4 threes. They're down 1. Now, how much better can they play?
That's exactly right.
So what we're saying is it's not so much at the offense. They got to stop these people.
They've got to stop Rick Smits, who's not in the game right now. Both Davis is in for the Pacers. This is Antonio Davis out of UTEP, and he buries the baseline jumper.
Well, Patrick never contested, no hand up. Right now, Riley wants a 20-second time, and it's a good timeout. Because what he's seeing right now is wide open shots. Hayward Workman with the long jump shot to start the quarter. Reggie with an open 3. And now this one right in the face of Patrick Ewing.
Timeout with 9:48. Pacers lead it by 3.
Now keep an eye on the fronting of Patrick Ewing. You're going to see the lob pass. This has been going on at both ends. Now here comes the trap. He's triple teamed. When he kicks it out, you cannot send this one down with one hand. You got to power this down. Right there, Antonio Davis. That's Indiana's 4th block. Now right now, Antonio's reward. Watch how he freezes Ewing. See, Patrick thinks he will take him off the dribble. Instead, a shocking jumper in your face.
Well, Indiana has outscored New York 9-0 this quarter as the Knicks have not even scored in the second. Greg Anthony checking into the lineup for the Knicks. He replaces Derek Harper. Lob inside to Ewing. Over the top as the Pacers were fronting the big guy.
I like that. Now we're seeing it at both ends. The passing this evening to the post that's being fronted has been excellent. Very few turnovers here tonight on beating post people.
Indiana hasn't missed a shot here in the second. 4 of 4. Burrell drives around Ewing over Mason, gets his own rebound. Ewing the rebound.
Burrell and Sam Mitchell both can put the ball down on the floor. They're different than guarding the Davis guys because neither of them are quick, or how should I say cagey, in beating you from the foul line down.
I like quick better. Ewing inside the paint, knocked around. Workman will come out of the pack with the ball. The Pacers leading by 1.
Dale Davis had Oakley almost out of bounds on that block out.
Bennett Salvador blows the whistle, and it'll be on Mason. That'll be his first personal.
Well, Larry Brown has felt since the beginning of this playoff, if his guys, when they get the opportunity, break the defense down off the dribble, but take it hard to score, that the Knicks are good in double teaming. They're good in trying to keep it in front, but we can beat them because they lack lateral movement, and he has been correct.
Rick Smits back into the lineup along with Byron Scott, and Derek McKee will check back in also, replacing Dwayne Farrell.
At the top of the show, we showed that Indiana is averaging 37 foul shot attempts. In this league, if you average 30 to 31, you're either going to be first or second. Well, the fact that they're getting 37 is a testimony to their offensive game plan.
And they're not only taking them, they're also making them. Tonight, they have 6 from the line. Ewing saw the double from McKee. They swing it around to Anthony. A lot of time, 12 to shoot.
Yeah, they were late on that ball reversal.
Anthony tries to force it up, an ill-advised shot, and it ends up in a 3-on-2 if the Pacers hurry.
Nice pass.
Scott still struggling in this series, but they'll get another chance, maybe. And they do. Ewing now matches up with Smits down low.
We have Oakley on Antonio Davis.
Smits, the baseline turnaround. Big-time game for Smits. 16 already. 8 for 9 from the floor.
Big fella's opening up all of his moves this evening.
Not going to take anything back to the Market Square. Ewing, baseline cut off by Smits, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Rick Smits. Ironically, both coaches have complained in this series that the officials have not let the two big guys play.
Now, this is a quick move by Patrick. You're going to see now, Smits thinks that he's going to level off. You can see that he was getting him with the knee right in the thigh.
Mark Jackson in. Workman will sit down.
So you've got to go at Smits because right now the guy's on fire. So if you can get him in foul trouble, which you know he's susceptible to being, go right at him.
Let's see who they call this one on. It'll be on Smits, and he has 2 personal fouls.
Now, in all of the games, Larry Brown will take him out when he gets 2, and they've been sitting him out and not letting him play to pick up his 3rd in the first half. Now, they're coming right now with Dale Davis, but they should go right at Smits right now.
Here they go.
Go right back to him.
Hubert Davis from the old three-point line is going to be a loose ball foul on Anthony Mason.
See, that's bad basketball. You have 16 seconds on the shot clock. You force a 3. You've got a guy in foul trouble. You go right back to Patrick Ewing. If they double team, you get a wide open 3. You do not need to force this shot. That ball should have got, you see Ewing posting up in the lane? That ball should have gone right back to Patrick Ewing. You should know that Smith already has 2 fouls on.
And Anthony with a quick touch foul. That'll be Anthony's first personal foul as Rick Smits has sat down with 2 fouls. And Dale Davis has come back into the lineup. Knicks have only scored 2 points here in the second quarter. We've played almost 5 minutes.
Larry Brown likes to take Smits out. Now, a lot of coaches will brief the guy in to get his 3rd, no problem. He likes to have Smits with the availability to commit 4 in the second half. Every coach knows his player. He understands the psyche of the guy.
Right. Larry Brown saying that his team has never played harder than they did in games 3 and 4, especially the second half of game number 4. There is Larry Brown. Gold medal in the '64 Olympics, 3-time ABA All-Star, was the MVP of the All-Star game back in 1968. Five minutes gone here in the second. Ewing, baseline move, it's a block beforehand.
Now that's the second pass into Patrick where the guy in the corner has cut to the baseline and is wide open, and Patrick's missed him. Now they've got to talk to Patrick at a timeout because they're uncontested layups because their man is double teaming Patrick.
Oakley left open from 17. Davis with authority on the rebound. Pacers lead it by 5, 6:45 in the second. Mason trying to front up on McKee underneath. Near side, Davis, 10 to shoot. He'll let it fly from the baseline.
That's twice now. He's frozen Patrick defensively. And anytime you get your man to take his feet parallel to one another, you know you can jump shoot or take him off the dribble. Either one. Nice pass.
Inside, Oakley! Count the basket, we have a whistle.
One of the pluses of Anthony Mason, besides the fact that he's an excellent defender, is his ability to dribble in traffic and then complete the pass.
That's a sign of strength. We have a timeout. We'll be back to the Garden in a moment.
I'd like to show you Patrick Ewing on the post. Now the pass came in from the corner. The defender came back and trapped. Now anytime that's happening, the Knicks are cutting the player. Now look at this opening right here. Patrick, all he has to do is give him a drop baseline bounce pass and the player has a layup. Instead, he's spinning out of there and he ends up with a miss. Well, you know, that was one thing about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that any time that the Lakers would hit him and run the baseline, you can see it in your sleep. You know, you can see Jamal Wilkes, you can see James Worthy cutting, taking it and dunking it all in one motion as the big fellow would lay it there with a nice soft bounce pass.
I think everybody saw that in their sleep, especially opponents. Oakley now 7-7 on the points and rebounds.
That was part of Showtime, but it was in the fundamental part.
That's right.
Fundamental basketball.
And there was fundamentals part of that Showtime. Indiana 60% in this quarter, 22% only for the Knicks. Jackson, no place to go, forces it up. Oakley with his 8th rebound of the game.
Another block for Indiana. That's their 5th. And remember, they're only averaging 2 a game in the 4.
Oh,
I don't care if he makes it. That's great. He made that shot. But Anthony Mason tonight has gone away from 3 shots in the lane. You say, what's his problem? He can't make the foul shot, and he can't play that way. Right. He's got to get those passes and score in the paint.
Can't turn down shots in the playoffs when you're that wide open. Rebound, Ewing, as McKee takes an elbow in the throat. Knicks on a 6-0 run. Mason posting up on Scott. That's a mismatch. Davis comes over to help.
You got to reverse it.
Ewing. Mitchell tries to show the double. Ewing right around. Rejected big time by Antonio Davis. His second block of the game. Boy, Antonio Davis shoots up. Fire, and Scott buries the jumper.
Okay, give Indiana a lot of credit tonight. Their rotations are absolutely terrific.
Anthony losing the handle. Pacers by 3 inside of 4:45 and a half. Ewing. Oakley can't come up with a loose ball. Mark Jackson does.
Patrick showing a lot of activity down in the lane.
Offensive foul as Ewing takes the charge.
Good call. Right in the chest. There was no place for McKee to go. He had to take it right into Patrick's chest. Now keep an eye right here. Patrick goes in small, and then McKee gets that block.
And here's that last play as McKee picks up his 3rd.
Now just watch out, Patrick. You know, he's right there. He's not moving. Excellent call.
And Dwayne Farrell has to come in for McKee. Derek Harper back into the lineup for the Knicks. So is Charles Smith and John Starks.
Now, this is a well-officiated game.
Yes.
This is an NBA playoff game. They're letting them play, but the obvious stuff being called.
Good call, Coach, on that one. Harper, they'll get a second chance. He backs up. They're giving him some room.
You got to go to him now.
Mason with the left hand. Oakley can't get the tip. Ball still loose on the floor. Oakley, great effort. Smith.
That's the Oak man getting you those hustle points.
The pride of East Cleveland, Ohio, and Larry Brown doesn't like what he sees. Pacers by 1 with 3:55 in the half. Indiana by 1 with 3:55 left in the first. We have a triple header coming your way tomorrow night. It all begins at 8 o'clock Eastern time on TNT. We'll have a pregame show followed by 8:30 Phoenix, Houston, San Antonio Lakers, and on TBS at 8 o'clock Eastern time Orlando and Chicago. 3 great games tomorrow night on TNT and TBS. Rejection by Smith on Davis. Davis again. Rebound, nope. Ball belongs to Indiana.
Well, they're calling that the ball hit the stanchion. The part that is out over the baseline side of the court. In the early going here right now, New York with 8 offensive rebounds for 10 points. Indiana 4 for 6. But Indiana, they have not missed very many shots.
As the shot clock went off, it was Mark Jackson with his first 2 of the ballgame.
Right now, the Knicks have a big advantage inside with Farrell trying to play Charles Smith.
Now Scott picks up Mason, but now he's picked up by Mitchell. Oakley trying to help out underneath. Harper again breaks down Jackson. Starks for 3.
Well, Starks and Harper are on fire. You're having great offensive rebounding. And the game is still tied. So you know that Indiana is playing an excellent game here this evening.
I don't think anybody wants to lead at halftime. The team that has led at halftime in all 4 previous games has gone on to lose that game. Now at the conclusion of tonight's game, Hubie and I, as usual, we will be selecting our Budweiser Player of the Game. And we have a number of candidates for our Budweiser Player of the Game.
New York, in 3-point attempts, they are 6 for 10.
Patrick Ewing back in. The Knicks 4-3 in games in which they faced elimination the last 3 years. Oakley dishes inside. Mason with the reverse. Ewing can't get it. The tip still loose. Davis with the loose ball. Nice pass to Farrell. Can't get it to go. Ewing the rebound and the to start.
They have an advantage. 4 on 3. Nice pass.
To Oakley. Oakley having trouble with his shot, just 1 of 7, but he's doing everything else like getting to the line and rebounding.
Let's talk about Mason. Now, the reason why we bring up this Mason point, he has shot 57% during the season. Average is right at 10 to 11 points a game. You can see we brought out the point that he's gone away from 3 easy shots, and then he has 2 easy ones that he has not been able to put down. So you know right now he has got to come out of his funk and get the job done, not only scoring but getting fouled and getting on the foul line and knocking the foul shots down.
Guess when you shoot that 47%, you are a little gun shy from the line. Foul was on Antonio Davis, his second. Oakley now 6 of 6 from the stripe. 8 points, 9 rebounds for Oak. The numbers on Mason.
Well, the Oak man, you're glad to see him back after missing the 32 games with that toe surgery. And already this evening he has 4 offensive boards and doing a great job, even though he is not making his shot. He does the workman type things which are needed for a team to win.
New York now on a 13-4 run since Indiana had a 7-point advantage, and the Knicks regain the top spot, leading by 2. Nearing 2 minutes of the second quarter.
They're bringing Reggie off the screen on the baseline. Clearing out right now.
Miller with 7 already. His fade away from the baseline is going to be short. Mitchell comes out of the pack, an offensive rebound.
I tell you, Farrell and Mitchell, very, very active players.
Mitchell coming off an 11.5 rebound effort in game 4. Davis's shot off the mark. Rebound knocked around. Farrell again. Whistle and a foul.
See, they're working. Farrell and Mitchell have quickness. And when you play Dale Davis and Antonio Davis, you're matched up with physical strength, not quickness of foot. But right now, these 2 guys are causing havoc out on the floor.
Patrick Ewing second. Coming up at halftime, as usual, the Reebok halftime report with our host, Ernie Johnson. We'll have a live report from Chuck Daly in L.A., plus Ernie will recap last night's Lakers-Spurs. What a game, Nick Van Hexel. Rockets-Suns Western Conference semifinal action. All coming up on the Reebok halftime report is Patrick Ewing. No chance of getting his 3rd foul. He's going to sit down.
Now, Dwayne Farrell, in his 6 years at Atlanta as a backup small forward, averaged 8 points, shot 49%, 77 on the line. And I know he was heartbroken when he came out of college, out of Georgia Tech. He did not get drafted, but he worked his way, good CBA accounts, and then made the Atlanta roster, and has really worked hard at his game.
After being waived like 3 or 4 times from the Hawks, he's one player that Larry Brown said he is treated unfairly. He wishes he could get him more minutes. Starks the strong move to the hole from the left side. Starks with 11 in the ball game. The Knicks with a 3-point advantage.
John just knifed right through that double team.
Starks with 6 in the first quarter.
Bringing Reggie off that screen to the right again.
Mitchell sets a hard pick on Davis. Rolling around. Aren't you glad, Reggie? The rim is round.
I thought he forced that. And yet he just got an excellent grab on that rim.
He has been very quiet since his game 1 predictions. Harper with 8 to shoot.
He wants to take him one-on-one, so he told him to get out of there.
The fall away with 3 to shoot. Derek Harper already with 4 threes. That's his first deuce of the ball game.
He just feels that he can take Mark anytime the clock gets to 5. He'll take him off the dribble and score.
About a 10-second difference shot in game. Mitchell shot off the mark. Davis comes up with the rebound. About a half a second difference between the shot and the game. Knicks lead it by 3, and they are standing in the Garden.
Usually the Knicks will take a high screen and roll. But right now they're opening up the floor to let Harper go.
Harper with 2. Inside. Rejected at the buzzer, and that's the way the first half will end. Well, they're going to have 0.2 of a second back on the game clock. Let's see if they're going to put 1.8 up. They may even take a little bit off.
Now you must be careful. Now you just don't want to get lackadaisical if you're the Knicks. A long pass with 1.8, you can make the catch and get off a high percentage shot.
Well, Byron Scott in for Farrell, obviously for offensive purposes. Jackson, Miller, Scott, and Davis.
Plus, they're sending Miller long and allowing Sam Mitchell to make the pass.
Nobody guarding Mitchell to Jackson. He lets it fly at the buzzer. It'll be short. The team that has led at intermission in all 4 games has gone on to lose. Well, the Knicks buck that trend. They outscore Indiana 17-7 the last 6.5 of the second quarter. And they head to the locker room leading by 3, 53-50. Stay with us. The Reebok Halftime Report with Ernie Johnson coming your way next. Both teams led by as many as 7. Indiana played 10. 10 of them scored. 53-50 is our halftime score as we take a look at tonight's Budweiser game summary.
You can see with the 3-point shooting, you have Starks and Harper are right there, have made 5 out of 8. And then the crucial, the bench scoring, Indiana rolling all over New York, 15-7. And then the big key, the rebounding. Antonio Davis has not only 6 rebounds, but also 3 shot blocks. And then the big story this evening. Smits was out of there because of foul trouble. He scored 16 points in 12 minutes. Patrick is struggling with the shot, and then Smits has even come in with 2 blocks. Totally uncharacteristic.
Now the Knicks outscored Indiana 17-7 the last 6:25 of the half, and that has allowed them to open up this 3-point advantage as we head to quarter number 2. Indiana scored the first 9 points of that second quarter. It has been a game and a series of runs and streaks.
Now Reggie only had 6 shot attempts in that first half. He's been working real hard, but Starks and Hubert Davis have done a nice job on the baseline.
Ewing cuts off the baseline, 3 to shoot. Jackson pulls the trigger from 17, didn't hit anything. It'll be a shot clock violation, Knicks basketball.
You know what's interesting about that, Ron? They never really got into that screen and roll. They never got into the screen down. So all you had was just one-on-one movement going horizontally instead of vertical.
Right.
So you end up with a bad shot.
Knicks with a couple of 3-hour practices in their off day since Saturday. Oakley from the outside, and he continues to struggle from the perimeter.
Yeah, Oak, 1 for 8, but he's in there with 10 rebounds, 4 on the offensive board, and 9 points.
He and Antonio Davis yeoman's work underneath. Miller backs Starks up, no rotation on the ball, heads right into the hands of Starks. And he'll wisely hold it up.
Give Starks a lot of credit there. He was right in Miller's face on that shot release.
Smith now backing in on McKee. Goes in deep and has the easy 2.
No one can guard him. If they'll just clear and give him that ball in that area, he can shoot over any small forward that plays him, and especially when they have Dwayne Farrell on him, that's a major mismatch.
Smits over Ewing with a sweeping right hand, and Smits with 18 points in the ball game. He's missed only 1 shot. He has hit 9 in a row. Ewing tries to force it inside to Oakley. Knicks retain possession. 15 to shoot.
Keep an eye on the 2 big fellas here. Patrick working hard. Smith with that long reach.
And as we're come back to live action, John Starks just hit the baseline jumper. He has 13, and the lead is now 5. If the Knicks lose, it's summer vacation. If they win, we will play Game 6 Friday night at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. We will have it for you. Oh, my! Smith sending it home big time.
Now that was, first of all, a great pass by Derek McKee. Keep an eye on McKee here now. He finds the big fella coming right down. Now that's the way to send it down. If you're going to send it down with 2 hands, that's even better. But the big fella here is feeling I can do no wrong in this series.
That was the most vicious move I've seen from Rick Smits in probably 3 or 4 years.
Well, you know, he came in here tonight making his foul shots. You know, in this series, he's really been terrific.
Traveling call on the Knicks. They turn it over for the 6th time of the evening.
Now, coming into tonight's game, Rick Smits has attempted 9 foul shots a game. He's shooting 80%.
but that was his first attempt tonight.
Oh, offensive foul. Reggie Miller decking John Starks. And Starks just runs away from him.
Well, you can see Reggie telling UB Davis, UB Evans a little bit here. Now keep an eye on the left. See, that's because Starks is a nudge. He's right inside your shirt. You know, he's like a sunburn. He's all over your body.
He's a nudge, huh?
Oh, he is, definitely.
Oh, Patrick doesn't jam it, but he lays it up softly, playing with 3 fouls.
Hey, give him his due, because when he landed, he hobbled. That was a great extension by Patrick.
Whistle down below, and now the foul is going to be on Starks, and he and Miller are glaring at each other. That'll be John Starks first.
The main thing is that the two of them keep their composure. Keep an eye on Patrick here. It's a great extension, but as he hits, you can see him right there. He almost loses his balance.
Now Miller parked right underneath the basket. Starks right to his right. Harper with the forearm on Jackson, then he gets the hand up, and Harper is going to be whistled for number 2. 3rd team foul already here in the second.
We say it every night at playoff time. You cannot put a hand on a guy. They have been consistent during the season and during the playoffs. Hey, they don't mind the forearm, but get that hand off him.
Now we have an offensive foul called on Jackson before the ball was even inbounded, and that is his first personal foul. Knicks have lost 2 of the last 3 games played here at the Garden against Indiana. Smith from the baseline over McKee. Miller takes it away from Ewing. The 2 guards for Indiana averaging 8.5 rebounds a game. Miller forces the 3, doesn't get it. Oakley the rebound. Oh! Starks tried the touch pass to Ewing. Larry Brown wants a 20.
Now Larry's upset because he does not like the shot selection. No doubt about it. That was forced by Reggie and totally uncalled for. That was a great look by Oakley and just a bad catch and pass by Starks. Patrick had a dunk. Now keep an eye on this. Look up the floor. You're going to see it now. Now once the defender commits, Patrick is wide open. Now Patrick is hard to miss.
When you're 7 foot, it's a little difficult not to see him. Now the 9-time All-Star couldn't get his hands on the ball. It'll be Indiana's basketball trailing by 4, 59-55, 8:41. You see the all-time scoring leader in Knicks history in the playoffs, John Starks. 6 points in the first quarter. He now has 13 in the ball game.
You look at Harper and Starks coming into the second half. They were 10 for 16 from the floor and 5 for 8 in threes.
Now Smith's trying to post up on the left block as Miller pops out. Ewing the quick double as Oakley now guarding Smith. McKee inside, no basket. And it's going to be on John Starks with the grab. That'll be number 2 on Starks.
As soon as Ewing leaves his man to come on the double team, Smits is rotating the ball and they're doing a great job. Now keep an eye on this. You're going to see they have a 2-on-1 in the lane. There it is right there for you.
Back to live action. Jackson out front. Now McKee trying to post on Smith, and he pops out. Smith, good defense inside. Miller over Oakley. Starks the rebound.
Nice.
3-on-2 if they hurry. Starks to the hole. Rejected by Derek McKee. Starks goes down hard against the stanchion of the basket.
Now, I like that call. That was a good shot block. Now you're going to see Starks. He gets it. The people down at that end of the floor. Derek McKee just measured that. Now they have been allowing a lot of contact tonight in certain areas, and I just say they have been consistent, these guys.
Starks with the jam right back after the block.
He's possessed tonight. He's taking it all away tonight. You better get in front of him.
He thinks he's back at Gallagher Iba Hall in Stillwater.
Hey, wait a second. Excuse me?
You like that?
Is that one of his 4 colleges that he attended?
That's one of his 4 colleges. Whistle and a foul. That is Charles Oakley, his second personal foul. Starks has come a long way from sacking groceries at Safeway in Tulsa. Still rubbing that right wrist after the foul. Miller will go to the line, his first trips to the stripe tonight. There you see him still grabbing it, and Reggie Miller during this series, 26 of 28. He is now 26 of 29 from the stripe.
Now coming into tonight, Smits has been averaging 9 a game. Reggie Miller, 7 attempts a game.
And tonight they only have 3 attempts. Miller with 2. He's 1 of 2 tonight. 10 points for Reggie. Nick lead cut to 5. 7:45 left in the third.
2-man game.
Oakley slices in the paint. Nobody sees him.
Nice.
Ewing. Davis the rebound, playing with the sore right shoulder. Smits now moves over to the right block.
Reggie has posted up Starks now 3 times in this quarter.
Illegal defense. Smith wasn't exactly sure where he was going.
Well, they're going to run the double team at any post up. And the Knicks are anticipating the post up. Reggie has gone down there now 3 times, and that's good basketball because Starks has done an excellent job covering him coming off of screens. And that's a staggered screen.
Only 4 teams have come from 3-1 deficits, and 3 of the last were in the same situation as the Knicks, having 2 of the final 3 games at home. The last coming 14 years ago. Miller's 3 finds the net, and he gives Starks the look.
Wow, that was big time. That's why Larry Brown makes a statement about him, the greatest shooter he's ever seen in professional basketball. Starks was right on top of it.
2-point lead by the Knicks. Inside of 7 minutes here in the third quarter.
Smith should lay off Patrick and force the jump shot.
Harper for 3. Pulled the string on it. Smith's the rebound, the outlet to Jackson. Smith quickly picking up McKee. Starks now following Miller around, who wants to post him up. Smith, Jackson. Back to Smith from 16. Only his second miss of the ballgame.
Take him out.
I'd get rid of him.
Take him out. Substitute him right now.
Put in Greg Kite. He had hit 10 in a row. Smith finds the net. Smith with 8.
Charles can do that. You know, like Derek was playing him for the back down, and then when he spun and faced him, he was looking for the drive. But Charles can hit that jump shot.
Knicks lead it by 4. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Smith, the finger roll, doesn't get it. But we do have a whistle and a foul. We also have a timeout with 5:58 left to play in the third quarter. And the New York Knicks holding on to a 4-point advantage.
Now keep an eye on a scorer who's being hounded by a defender. Now just watch this back screen. Reggie Miller will cut around, look for the lob. He doesn't get it. He reverses action and comes out into a one-on-one. Now watch the screen. Watch Starks fight him now. No lob. They jam the lobber. Now watch. Without a dribble, in your face, a rocker move. How about that? Rocker move, no dribble, and he elevates and knocks it down. That is a confident three-point shooter.
Slightly. As we go back to live action. That foul, by the way, was on Charles Smith as we went to the break. That was his 3rd personal foul.
You know, Rick Smits was the 2nd player picked in the draft in '88 out of Marist College. And he was suffering from tendonitis in both knees for most of his career. When he lost 25 pounds a year ago, came back this year, they increased his minutes. They increased his minutes from 26 to 30. And with that came the incredible emergence of this player. He's right up there. He shoots over 55%. During the year, he averages 18 points, and he's doing it in only 30 minutes.
I think that's what people don't understand. He's not playing a lot of minutes to get that kind of production. Well, Larry Brown said he is our first, second, and third option, believe it or not, on offense. They look for the ball to go through him. Ewing in the paint. Gets the shooter's roll.
Now, let's face it, you and I, this is our 3rd game. That's the first time we've seen Patrick do his pet move. That's a pet move. As he comes across, he fades back, raises his legs so the defender cannot get up on the shot.
And the defender has no prayer. Ewing still yet to visit the free throw line. Miller, the running baseline jumper. That is a big-time shot by Reggie Miller. 6 in the quarter for Miller, 15 in the ball game. The lead is 3 by New York.
Well, you know, Stark still gives him 3 inches in size, and when Reggie elevates, he just goes up over the top of John.
Jackson stays with Harper. They go down low to Ewing from the left side. Oh, the 7th rejection by the Pacers this evening.
That was Dale Davis. Left his man.
Miller for 3. Doesn't get it. Rebound Smith. And he'll have to bring it over the timeline.
Well, he had to because both guards released that time.
The double by McKee.
Oh, nice.
Smith, they leave him open from 16. Oakley holding on to Derek McKee for dear life, and Oakley's going to be whistled for the foul. Number 3 on Oak.
You know, in the first half, Charles had 4 offensive boards, and so far in this quarter, he has not picked up his 5th. Now, he's down in there working, but you've got to give Indiana the credit that they are not allowing him to get to the glass.
Well, the Knicks definitely need more consistency from their bench, and will have the opportunity to get it now as Mason checks into the lineup. But as we mentioned at halftime, only 7 bench points for the Knicks in that first half. None from Mason. Now let's take a look at tonight's Chevy scoreboard, and it was action from last night. What a great game, Orlando and Chicago, and Nick Van Exel with the big shot. And San Antonio now leading only 3 games to 2, and Houston and Phoenix.
If I were to tell you that Drexler is going to score 0 field goals and you're going to win in overtime on the road at Phoenix, I think you might take a quiet bet on that.
Yeah.
But that would never happen.
Oh, Starks with the high shot, tries to keep the ball alive. It ends up in the hands of Workman, who's just checked into the lineup for the Pacers. Pacers only down by 1, 4:19 left in the third. Smith inside, beautiful move. Rick Smith, 24 points in the ball game.
Oh,
and then the steal.
That ball, that was careless. Absolutely careless.
Pacers with the lead and the ball. We've played 8 minutes here in the third. Miller pops out, lets it fly. Halfway down.
Reggie got caught in the air that time. He was going to pass that ball first.
A 6-0 Indiana run.
This is the guy who's got to start doing it right here.
And he gives it up again inside. Ball belongs to the Pacers. Wait a minute. Bennett Salvatore said, let's jump it up. I saw something different. But still, the hesitation of Anthony Mason, you do not taking it to the hole.
And like we keep saying, he's a high percentage shooter, 56%. Now keep an eye right here. That's a bad pass. The ball was that was hit off of Workman's hand out of bounds. But that's okay. That was because it was such a close play. Anytime that you have a pass like that, you'd like to see the guy throw a bounce pass to a big guy moving, because that gives them an extra second, 100th of a second to pick it up off the floor. Because normally you're throwing a bullet.
Starks to Harper. He'll let it go from 3. Doesn't get it. He had 4 in the first quarter alone. Starks right up on top of Miller. Mitchell into the lineup for the Pacers. Oakley picks his pocket. Loose ball foul on Sam Mitchell. He can't believe it. That is Mitchell's second.
Well, we've seen some careless play at this end of the floor, right there by Indiana, and then on the inbound pass previously for the Knicks turnover in the backcourt.
Pat Riley said his team must be superior to the circumstances, but there's still a lot of basketball left. Harper, the fall away, nothing but net. Harper was 16 in the ball game.
Now that was beautiful. A defender tried to double space, and Harper just faded to the corner. That was beautiful.
Now Smith's posting up in the left block. Ewing wrestles him away. Mason down. Smith's down. 3 to shoot. Workman. No. No basket. 3 seconds in the lane. Bodies were everywhere on that.
Well, the people here wanted a call on Smith, but Smith was pushed in that collision, and that's the reason why it looked like bowling for dollars.
With bodies.
Now you can see down on the baseline right here, that's Harper. His man is here. He's trying to double space there or come over the top here. Now watch a smart player fade to the baseline. You always do that when the defender cheats and tries to come over the top. That's coordination between the guy receiving the screen as well as the passer.
1 point Knick lead, 2:34 left in the third. Third quarter has been the nemesis for both teams. Inside Mason. He is 0 for 3 now, and a loose ball foul called on the Knicks.
That's the third one that he has left on the ring. There's no doubt about it. They need his contribution down inside. Now this is just an easy play for him. You could have come up on the other side of the rim, which usually Anthony Mason will do.
And that puts the Knicks in the penalty. Smith will be at the line to shoot the penalty with 2:27 left in the third. Smith's 2 of 3 tonight from the stripe.
You know, I like his hobby. Restoring old Cadillacs. He's always had at least 10 antique cars, etc. The guy is, it's neat. 7'4" guy, a little bit like Mark Eaton back in the old days in Utah.
That's right.
That's absolutely right. Guy's the same size, 7'4".
I don't think there's any question who our Dutch boy in the paint's going to be tonight. It's going to be our Dutch boy who's now in the paint.
Knicks had bad spacing on that double team.
Harper left alone. That's a 2. Doesn't get it. Mason fights for the rebound and gives the Knicks a second chance. 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
That's good. I'm glad Bennett Salvador called that.
On Antonio Davis.
Yeah, well, the two of them, Mason and Antonio Davis. It depends upon who you see. As you know, you never see the first shot.
Second
you
guy.
always see the retaliation, and that's what happened.
That's 3 on Antonio Davis. Knicks with the ball, trailing by just 1.
Let me tell you, in that first half, Antonio Davis, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Ewing, the big move with the hand, and it doesn't fall. But he does draw the whistle.
I'm happy for Patrick because he's definitely stepping out and making some old-time moves. Now, this is a great extension by Patrick, coming in here strong. And an excellent challenge that time by Mitchell.
With his college coach sitting to our left, John Thompson.
Now, I tell you, Patrick has been struggling in regards to foul line percentage. He's only shooting 62%. He's only getting to the line 5 times in this series. But when you look at Starks, look at this. Ewing 62, Starks 56, Mason 47. You can understand why they lose games 1 and 3 by missing 5 foul shots in game 1 in the fourth quarter, 6 foul shots in game 3 in the fourth quarter.
You can talk about giving it away all you want, but the bottom line is they still were out rebounded, now shot from the line.
And they had the opportunity to make your foul shot.
Mitchell from deep in the corner, Smith's the rebound, kicks it right back out. Miller, a step on Starks to Smith, baseline. Oh my, don't shake his hand tonight, you'll burn him.
On the extra passing tonight at both ends, it's really been very nice.
27 for Smith, 12 in the quarter. He had 34 in game 1. Mason lost it, ball belongs to the Pacers, they lead it by 2.
Now people are saying, you know, you're picking on Anthony Mason. Now, we're talking about a guy who is a 6th Man of the Year award winner. Now, they are expecting him to be able to get the job done.
And Pat Riley talked about the inconsistent bench.
Yeah, now, because during the course of the year, Mason gets 33 minutes a game. So you know he's a major part of this team.
From the outside, Haywood Workman rattles home the 2.
Haywood Workman is 2 for 2, and he has made 2 long jumpers.
One thing he did learn at Oral Roberts under Ken Trickey is shooting the basketball. Mason gives up the shot again. Oakley tries to take it with a big move. Whistle before, and it'll be on Sam Mitchell. That'll be his 4th personal foul. He's the only player in any type of foul difficulty right now. And at the line, it will be the Oak Man. 7 for 7 from the stripe tonight. Had that surgery on his toe December 27th.
Now, in the second quarter, think about this game. The Knicks scored 34 in the first, 19 in the second, and as the Oak Man hits that right there, They now have scored 16 points in this quarter, and we have 42 seconds to go.
Not the offensive output Pat Riley would want. Substitutions coming in. Hubert Davis, Charles Smith back in for the Knicks. Dale Davis comes in for the Pacers. Sam Mitchell sits down. Reggie Miller comes back in. Rick Smith sits down for Indiana. Larry Brown leading Indiana to their first Central Division title since joining the NBA in 1976.
You know, the basic point, Ron, in this game is that the Knicks defensively cannot stop Indiana from shooting over 50%. And that's what they were famous for here in Pat Riley's years 1, 2, and 3 in the playoffs.
During the regular season, Pacers shot just 44% from the floor as Miller lights it up.
Somebody's on fire.
Somebody's feeling it. Miller and Smith have killed the Knicks in the fourth quarter. A lot to look forward to if you're a New York fan. Oakley, the strong move. They say it was a block. Scott comes out of the pack.
There was an awful lot of contact on that.
Final 15 seconds. Shot clock's been turned off. Pacers up by 4. They trailed by 3 in intermission.
Now they're going to run a double screen. Here comes Reggie popping out here now.
One to shoot. He won't even get a shot off. It will not count. The Knicks at least have a defensive stand as we head to the fourth. But as we head to the final 12 minutes, they've been chanting, go New York, go New York, go. And if the Knicks don't do something, they will be going home for the summer. Pat Riley says when it gets tough, sometimes his players try to do it on their own, and he hopes this doesn't happen here in the fourth quarter of Game 5 as they head to the final 12 minutes. They trail it by 4, 74-70.
Now, keep an eye on the second and third quarters. They had 34 in the first quarter, and they combined 36 in quarters 2 and 3. The shooting percentage, 54 in the first quarter. The Knicks only shot 33 in quarter 2 and 29 in quarter 3. Now, you must give Indiana some credit here. This is a team that only blocked 2 shots a game in the 4 previous playoff games. They have 9 this evening.
They know how dangerous it would be to allow the Knicks to get to a Game 6. Because if the Knicks win, they would be in the same position they were last year between these two teams.
Now, that was a bad pass.
Bad pass, Smith.
Oh, Charles Smith was passing the basketball and had no idea where
Patrick Ewing was at that time.
10th Knick turnover. Crowd chanting defense. The anxiety here, you can feel it in the Garden.
Oh, it's a nervous anxiety. Because
Big time.
They're thinking, my gosh, no more playoff games.
McKee, the spin move. Smith up in the air, stripped. Foul on the Knicks. And it is going to be on Derek Harper. That is number 3 on Derek.
Now, Derek came back down in there. Now, you're going to watch it. Look to the right of the screen. As McKee comes back, you're going to see Derek right there. He thinks he gets all ball from this. We really don't have a good look at this one, but we're kind of far away. But from the replay, it looked like he had all ball.
McKee 5 of 5 from the stripe tonight, 9 points.
Very quietly, they're getting the job done here. Very quietly, just sneaking out, playing good defense.
Sometimes this year, the Knicks have forgotten just who they are and what type of team they are. That has been evident here again this evening. Ewing sees the double. Scott shows it, gets away from it. Illegal defense. And that is their first. So it's just a warning. Knicks retain possession. 6 to shoot, or 24 to shoot. 11:02 left in the ball game. Mason has to come out on the safety. Davis guarding Mason. Hubert Davis trying to work the baseline. Harper pops out. Harper goes baseline back to Ewing from 17. Rebound. Mason had it. Takes once. The putback. He's got it. And the foul. Will that get Anthony Mason untracked?
Now, this is why he's in
in the game. He's a garbage man type of a player. He must score in the painted area for us because he handles well. He's a good finisher, even though tonight he's struggling. And this is what will give him a shot in the arm. He's got to make the foul shots.
Foul was on Davis, his third. With a flick of the wrist, he drops it home.
Now maybe that will give him the shot in the arm that's needed for the Knicks to come out of this.
Larry Brown, who was concerned at the beginning of this series with Anthony Mason, said he presents our team problems, but not this evening so far. McKee with a right-handed hook, doesn't get it. Starks takes it away from the blue jerseys. To Mason. To Starks, he'll launch it for three. Rebound, Hubert Davis. Charles Smith spins in a crowd. No foul. Ball will belong to the Pacers. Knicks cannot believe it.
Now, if you don't get the call, I think you should get maybe the ball off of Indiana here. Now keep an eye on this. Now,
he may have hit it with his left hand. Good call, Huey Evans underneath.
You're right. Good call by Huey Evans.
Starks picks up number 3 on the other end of the court.
Now you can see it right there. That's a definite foul outside, not even close.
Only the second team foul on the Knicks here in the quarter.
They've been posting up Derek McKee on both sides of the lane.
Scott's going to let it go from 3. Doesn't get it. Rebound, Dale Davis, sore shoulder at all. Then tipped out by Patrick Ewing, and we're going to have a timeout.
Now in this series, Scott is now 0 for 4 in threes.
Here's tonight's Dutch boy in the paint.
Now in this series, you can see Mason and Smith 20 and 10. Tonight, they're only 11 and 4. We told you that was a big matchup that they had to win, and then give Smith his due. Just having an outstanding game.
Let's check in with Kevin Colley with one of the rookies of the year.
Thank you, Ron. Earlier we talked to Grant Hill, co-rookie of the year with this man, Jason Kidd of Dallas. And Grant looked like a runaway winner for a while. You caught him in the late stretch.
Yeah, well, I'm just excited to be a co-rookie of the year. But at the same time, this is what basketball is all about. The New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers.
How about that Dallas team? Good young team. Almost made it this year, maybe next year?
I hope so next year. We could be playing at this time.
Thanks, Jason. Congratulations to both of you guys. Back to you.
And they will be in our studios in Atlanta with Ernie Johnson tomorrow night. So they'll get their debut in TNT and TBS. Oh, Haywood Workman, strong move to the hole. He has 6 in the ball game, and the lead stretches to 4.
And all 6 have been big. 2 long jumpers and that one with the clock down.
Smith McKee meets him. Davis trying to shake loose of Scott. Ewing, the running right-hander, Patrick Ewing, comes up limping again.
Well, Patrick cleared Rick Smith with a forearm. Smith looked for the foul that time, didn't get it.
They're letting them play tonight in Game 5.
And they've been consistent down inside.
Yes, sir. Mason fronting Rick Smith, whistled for the foul. Mason now with 4 personal fouls.
Now, when he came on the baseline side, keep an eye on this. Watch how he caves in his body. Watch as he pushes down inside. They're not going to allow that to happen. He buckled Smith's knees that time.
3rd team foul on the Knicks. 4th team foul on the Knicks.
Well, that's bad.
Charles Smith, and that is number 4 on Smith.
Well, that's a bad sign. Because the next foul on the Knicks will be the penalty. You have 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
McKee triggers it inside to Smith. Now Smith guarding Smith. The 3rd defender by the Knicks on Rick Smith. Nobody's been able to stop him. Ewing shows the double, and it works. Now you think you got to get John Starks going. Only 4 points in the half so far, and in the last 2 games, he's been 2 of 14.
So Hubert's got to spot up, too, so that when they come at Patrick, that he has a good passing lane. because any time that ball is going into the post, the passer's man defensively is leaving and going right away on the double team.
Smith picks up his third. Only 6 points in the last 2 games in the second half for John Starks. He has 4 this evening. Traveling foul, Patrick Ewing. That is 11 turnovers for the Knicks, and every one of them have been deadly. Trail it by 2, 8:19 left. Pat Riley wrote a book, Winner Within. If he loses tonight, he'll retitle it Winner Without.
There's a curl move for Scott.
Stolen by the Knicks. They still have life and a lot of basketball left to be played.
Now Derek McKee had a choice there. Go to his right for an open shot or try to thread the needle. He thread the needle, turnover.
And McKee made a bad decision, tries to take it away from Starks, and now Derek McKee with 4 personal fouls. McKee with 4, Mitchell with 4. Both teams are in the bonus.
Now both teams, you're right, on the next foul. Now keep an eye down inside. They're hustling pretty good here.
Davis pops out, 17 to shoot. He lets go with a 3. Hubert Davis buries the 3. The Knicks have the lead.
See, I would not cut him throw anymore when he passes into the post. They're not hitting him, so let him stay. Maybe he can get you another couple threes here.
Only his 4th 3 of this series. Workman to the hole. Another big basket by Haywood Workman.
Oh, my, is he doing it?
He made his name last year, and he's just enhancing that image in this series. He is 4 for 4, 8 points. Mason backs in on Davis. Smith from 19. Once again, the Knicks settling for outside jump shots, which keeps Indiana in this game. Rejected by Ewing. Smith's wanted a goaltend.
You got to look up.
Davis, the crossover, the layup. Ewing!
Oh, my. They had Smith and Ewing all over that offensive rebound.
Timeout, Indiana. The Knicks have regained the lead by 1.
Now you're going to see a great move right here by Haywood Workman. He's taking on the shot blocking ability of Ewing. Now keep an eye right here. Look to the right of the screen. There you go. Smith and Ewing both up on it. Now it's a very strong move by Rick Smith, but keep an eye to the right of the screen, right at the rim. Ewing leaves his man and comes and gets that baby on the way up. Now at this end of the floor, Hubert could have given it up to his left. Instead, he takes it to the hole, and now it's debatable. I give both of them 1 point. Smith and Ewing.
They gave Smith 2, but I agree with you. Give Patrick 1. 3 late changes in the last minute of play. Larry Brown read his team the riot act during the timeout about allowing Charles Smith to control the boards. Ewing and Smith. Now Ewing. Smith. Oh, Rick Smith does not get the jam. The putback won't go, but there's the follow.
Just amazing, because Smith did that with the buzzer ready to go off. But give Indiana credit. They're right on that offensive glass.
And another lead change. Nearing 6 minutes left in the ball game. Will there be a game 6? And to shoot.
Indiana doing a great job on the initial continuity by the Knicks.
Mason, baseline, reverse, it rolls around and down.
Now that's the Anthony Mason that won the Sixth Man Award.
Exactly.
That's the one that they all want to root for here.
The Knicks by 1. 5 in the 4th quarter for Mason.
They're looking to run a curl for Reggie. 2-man game.
Mason on McKee. Backs his way, the fall away, won't find the net. Mason, the rebound, he takes it himself.
Well, you've got to guard him because he'll take it all the way up and then drop it off.
Oakley set the check back into the Knicks lineup. Jackson for the base.
Two-man game with Patrick.
Patrick gave Smith a big-time elbow, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Patrick Ewing. That'll be number 4 on Ewing.
Now, 2 minutes ago, Patrick's upset. He popped him with the same type of a move. Keep an eye here now, right there. See, he clears him with a shot right in the face. Now keep an eye on this. There it is right there. That's what opens it up. That's why the passing lane opened up and Smith could not continue to deny.
Oakley back in the lineup. Mason goes down. The ball is loose. Who touched it last? It'll be New York's basketball.
John Starks came from the other side of the floor to double team Smits on that catch. He is the one that caused the loose ball.
Starks yet to score here in the 4th quarter. But his team leads by 1. McKee with the foul, and that's number 5 on him.
The Knicks right now are using Anthony Mason as their ball handler. They're running Starks and Hubert Davis off of baseline screens. Because then, once he makes the pass, they can immediately play 2-man on whatever side that the pass dictates the action.
In the 4th quarter of this series, the Knicks shooting only 59% from the line. Indiana, 82%. That'll make you close your eyes, Pat.
Well, in this series, Mason has been averaging 8 foul shot attempts a game. He leads the Knicks. But he said, I'm not shooting 47% tonight. I am now 2 for 3.
That's right. Much better. The lead is 2. Harper wants to come into the Knicks lineup.
Right now, Indiana cannot lose their focus. They've got to get Smits in the game here because it's been easy.
From the outside, McKee, Mason, Oakley. Oakley just picks up the loose ball as Mason was then guarding Smits.
And Starks gets away with a major push in the back of Smits that almost got him a tattoo with that 1995 NBA playoff sign.
Something he probably wouldn't want. Davis in the lane, no place to go. 6 to shoot. Ewing, baseline, fall away. Rebound, Jackson.
Look out. Stop the ball here.
4 minutes left in the game. McKee, finger roll, no basket. Offensive foul, Derek McKee, and that is number 6 on McKee.
Now, no doubt about it that was a charge. The doubt is where he took the charge. Now, right there, if I'm Larry Brown, I'm up screaming that he took that charge inside the line area. You can see it right there. That was close. Because could have been a 3-point play,
right.
But you also lose your key small forward that's posting up for you and also creating with his passes.
And has been very active tonight. 11 points, 4 rebounds. McKee fouls out at the 3:58 mark of the ball game.
2-man game here.
Miller. Ewing goes away from the double. Rebound controlled by the Knicks. Come up. No. Mitchell, the loose ball.
Indiana doing a great job not allowing the Knicks the second shot. People wanted to walk. That was a good call by the fans.
Miller inside Antonio Davis. Oakley just puts a body on him. That'll be 4 on Charles Oakley.
Well, Antonio Davis just ran into a major collision and hurt himself in the left eye. Now keep an eye on Reggie trying to get open on the screen. Now there's your pass, but Antonio Davis ran right into Oakley. And you can see his left eye is bothering Antonio Davis.
He starts tearing up. That's tough. 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks for Tony. 2 for 2 from the line this evening. Played in Europe 3 years, and that is the case of a man going overseas and improving his game enough where he can now play at this level in the NBA.
Now once we're going down the stretch, Indiana has 3 full timeouts. New York has 4 fulls and a 20, but they will lose 1 here shortly.
The lead is cut to 1 inside of 3.5 of the 4th quarter. The Knicks with the ball and the advantage. Now Ewing posting up on Smith. Spin move, whistle, and a foul.
That's the first time that Patrick has spun
inside to the lane in at least 5 minutes. He has consistently been going baseline. Now you see, they ran it back. Now once they go to Starks, two-man game, they're thinking baseline. Nice reverse move by Patrick.
That was the quickest move he has had. He is 2 of 3 from the line tonight. Free throw shooting and rebounding. Pat Riley's words as far as the key tonight.
In the second half, you would never know that Patrick Ewing is carrying a major problem in his leg.
Right.
I mean, he is opened up.
Well, he knows if he doesn't, he'll have a lot of time to heal beginning tomorrow. The lead is back to 3, nearing 3 minutes in the ball game. Smith, the cutting Sam Mitchell. He's surrounded by white jerseys. Miller lets it go. Doesn't get the 3, but they'll get another opportunity. He'll try it again. Smith will give him a 3rd try.
Oh,
to Davis.
Pass.
No. Jackson. Miller for 3. No. Loose ball. Ewing comes up with it. A 19,000 stand.
4-on-1.
Mason. Count it.
This is just a great sequence. That shot was blocked, and he had the upper body strength to still send that baby down. Three great defensive efforts by the Knicks. Starks here, Ewing on a shot block, Starks on pressure on Miller. This is just great effort by the Knicks. Now just watch as they spin in here, and here it comes, Patrick with a block. Now watch Starks recover and run all the way to the corner. Reggie puts it in the hole, and it does not drop. And the Knicks execute at the opposite end, and this is just a power move by Anthony Mason. Great upper body strength.
All of 8 Mason points coming here in the 4th. They get 9. Indiana just 3 for 14, 21% here in the 4th.
Two-man game. You've got to go to him. So you can't wait in that situation. You've got to get the ball to Rick Smith. Mason is not even a threat because he's given away so much size.
Starks picks up his 4th. Miller 1 of 2 tonight.
Well, they need Riller to get the field because right now, Indiana 2 for 11 in threes. Reggie Miller only 2 for 8. And what he has to do is just get a little rhythm on his stroke right now. If he knocks down this foul shot, this game is not over. We have a lot of time to play.
Larry Brown going for a defensive move with Workman in, Jackson out. The stroke looked good.
Now in that first half, the Knicks were 6 for 10 in threes. This half, 1 for 4.
Harper barely making it over the line in time.
They can't go away from Patrick now. They just ran away from Patrick.
8 to shoot. Starks inside. Mason is hammered. We have a foul.
What a great pass by John Starks. You talk about getting one down. Now just watch as he can go. Now look to the top of your screen, to the left of the lane. There you go. Shot that baby right down in, and Mason wasn't even moving. The pass told him, will you please move?
You get going?
That's right.
When are you going to finally move? Well, one thing Mason's doing tonight he hasn't done. Hubie has hit his free throws. 4 of 5 tonight from the stripe. And
you brought it up that he was only shooting 47% of foul shots.
That was you. That was you.
Excuse me. But tell me they did not need this guy's contribution. He has been a force in this quarter.
All 11 of his baskets have come here in the 4th. 2:05 left to play in the ball game. A 6-point Knick advantage.
Baseline screen for Smith.
Again, Mason fronting him. Mitchell uses the left hand, shoves Oakley down. He may have gotten away with it. Mitchell really used the left arm, knocked Charles Oakley right out of bounds. But instead, the foul is on Ewing. And that is number 5 on Patrick Ewing. And at the line, it will be Sam Mitchell. 2 for 2 tonight from the stripe. 7 for 8 in the playoffs and in this series.
Now, from now to the end of this game, every time that the Knicks run Smits with a smaller man, you've got to take advantage of that. Because if they complete the pass, you're going to force double teaming, and people are going to get wide open shots. You cannot go away from that, because this was a lucky break that you're shooting 2 foul shots.
Sam Mitchell, nice and tall. Pulls the Pacers within 4 inside of 2 minutes.
I'm happy for him because he's a very hard worker, and he understands his role on this team, and he's a positive guy.
Ewing, Oakley, baseline jumper, nothing but the bottom of the net.
In this game, the entire night, we're seeing some great passing as the defense rotates and comes at you. The player could force the shot at both ends of the floor, but instead he makes the extra pass. Now right here, Patrick could shoot that ball, and he's looking for Oakley on the baseline.
New York has outscored Indiana by 10 in this quarter. They lead it by 6. And if you think this is exciting, how about tomorrow night, Orlando-Chicago Game 6? Will the Magic win it? That'll be on TBS at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And then on TNT at 8 o'clock, we'll have a pregame show, followed by Phoenix, Houston, San Antonio Lakers. Another triple header of action tomorrow night coming your way. Reggie Miller has a cut in the inside of his lip, and they've had to repack it with gauze.
Well, they're playing 2-man right now, Reggie and Smith.
Starks putting a body on him. Starks is going to be whistled for the foul. That is number 5 on Starks.
I like that strategy, mainly because Reggie is such a good dribbler, and he can get the shot, and it's such a tough cover for Starks. Plus, if you double team him with Patrick, you're opening Smith.
You see the gauze in Reggie Miller's mouth.
Well, you don't see that happen very often. Reggie Miller going to the line and missing.
Dale Davis back into the lineup for the Pacers. And Rick Smits is going to sit out, obviously for defensive purposes.
That's a good move by Larry Brown.
Smits scoreless in the 4th quarter, sits down.
New York has 3 full timeouts and a 20. Indiana only 2 full timeouts. Both teams shooting the penalty.
21 for Miller. The Knick lead is down to 5. 1:24 left to be played.
You don't need fouls here now. You just need good, tough defense.
Oh, boy. Tried to lob it in as Davis was fronting Ewing.
Yep, they're trying to get Smits into the game. He's got to get a little quicker to get to the table.
And Smits does come in. Davis goes back out. Offense and defense for Larry Brown.
Got plenty of time here right now. You just want good, high percentage shots. Now here's the stagger screen for Reggie to the left.
Workman takes one dribble, lets it fly, and Haywood Workman has been the big shot artist tonight.
What a game he's had.
5 for 5, 10 points for Workman. The lead is 3 for the Knicks.
See, by using Mason here now, they can screen for both guards down inside.
Mason lost the handle. Antonio Davis whistled for using the body. That is 4 on Antonio Davis.
And you know what? That's a good foul. That's really a good foul. It stops the clock at 53. The percentages are in your favor. Now just keep an eye. They give it right there with the bump. Eddie Middleton had that one all the way. Because you're putting the pressure on Mason to make the foul shots.
5 and 6 so far. The lead is 4. Mason will have another.
Big thing right now is on his hesitation. You do not want to get in the lane too early, because if he missed, they might give him another one.
Ewing was the one who was in early, but he made it.
Yep, and the Indiana players are saying Ewing was in the lane. It should not have counted.
Mason 7 of 8 from the stripe. They have been big. The Knicks by 5. Look at it. Watch Ewing. There he is.
Oh, you can see he's way in there. But give credit to the Indiana bench. They went right over in the face of that referee.
Only 53 seconds remain between the Knicks and Game 6, and right now they lead it by 5. Following us, it'll be Inside the NBA. Jack Gibbons will be joining Tim Brando in the studio. Then we'll be looking at previews of the East and West Game 6 matchup, plus the latest inductees to the Hall of Fame, including Reggie Miller's sister, Cheryl Miller, all coming up on Inside the NBA, coming your way next. He has had problems here in the fourth, Hubie.
Yeah, well, just look at it. He had 28 points. He was 12 for 14 for the first 3 quarters, but he's only had 2 shot attempts. That's the old story. Just by the Knicks fronting, they're chasing the passer away to look for a different option. Why do you look for a different option when the Dutch boy in the paint is having a night like he is?
Exactly. And the Knicks have guarded him with Mason, Ewing, Smith, and Bonner. They've tried everybody.
Well, you're down 5. You have plenty of time here right now. You do not have to take a 3 unless it's wide open. You just play basketball.
3 guards in the offense. Miller, Workman, and Scott. Workman to the hole. Tosses it up. Rebound. Workman has it rejected by Mason. Smith comes up with it with 10 to shoot. Miller for 3. Smith's the offensive rebound. Reggie from 30 feet. Buries it.
My!
Have mercy.
What a shot. He was 2 for 9 in threes before that shot. Now the Knicks are going to have to shoot because there is an 8-second difference in the clock.
Ewing with a right hand. Doesn't get it. Offensive rebound. We're going to jump it up. Mason hopefully had a hand on it.
Now there's a break for the Knicks. Right now you're in a jump ball. Whoever gets this ball, is in outstanding shape. The Knicks are up 2. If Indiana gets it, they have 1 full timeout.
Miller, the big 3. He had 25 in Game 5 last year between these 2 teams. The tip. Indiana will have the basketball in the last shot.
Yeah, he wants him to go. Larry told him to go. Big thing now. Watch out for the Scott for the lead.
My goodness gracious.
Holy mackerel.
Byron Scott with the 3-pointer coming into tonight. He was 0 for 3 from the arc. And he has his first of the playoffs.
He missed one earlier. Now this puts pressure on the Knicks. You've got to come out of here with something major. Now we're going to show you Reggie. He opens up in this mad scramble. Now just watch as they kick out. He's wide open again. And this one in. Then on the jump ball as they push it up. Now this, they were right there defensively. And I honestly believe that Byron Scott shocked them by taking that 3.
And New York Knicks want to call their 20, so they have 2 pulls left in Game 1, if you remember. The Pacers with 8 points in the final 18 seconds. Tonight, 6 points in the last 19 seconds. And they've done it with a couple of 3-pointers. The Knicks wanted the 20 to talk about it. They still, you can say a 5.9, they could get off a good shot.
Oh, there's plenty of time to go here. But the main thing is that the Knicks, at this time in the game, always include Starks and Ewing. And it's usually on the left side of the floor. But we'll see what happens here now. They have plenty of time to get a high percentage shot.
The Lakers did it. Houston did it. Can the Knicks do it?
Now the Knicks have 2 timeouts remaining. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Dale Davis is going all over the ball. You love to see that. Do not give the Knicks a wide open passing lane. You have Starks down on the right side of your screen. You can see they have Hubert Davis, Harper, and Starks in the game. 3 guards, and Antonio Davis is on Patrick Ewing. New York, 2 timeouts in case he's pressured.
There's the the delay of game. Mason, Davis, Harper, Starks, and Ewing. Now they pull Davis away from the passer. He's back, faces Mason.
Well, Larry Brown said go back to him once the pass comes in.
Starks calls the timeout. Mason can't get it in. Only one timeout remaining, but it is good heady play by John Starks. He saw that nobody was going to be open.
Well, the Knicks are reduced now to one timeout. I was kind of surprised because the Knicks action that time was quite basic, and it was very easy for Indiana to play that play.
One timeout from either team, Indiana and New York.
So we have right now, remember now, you're Anthony Mason out of bounds. You still have one full timeout to call. It'll be interesting now if Indiana does exactly what they did, or will they go back and play the passer. Now keep an eye on this play. You can see that the defensive man is right there. He's looking for guard to guard. You switch. See, there was nothing difficult for them there to defend. By playing the man off the ball, they did not allow a straight-in pass to Patrick Ewing. 5.9 seconds, Ron, is a ton of time.
A lot of time. You can get a couple of dribbles off if you need it.
Now, Indiana still has one timeout left. New York, one timeout. See, guard-to-guard stuff, they'll switch. They just did it again.
Starks to Ewing. The spin move for the win. Yes! With 1.8 left. Timeout, Indiana. Larry Brown wanted to travel. Don't start celebrating yet if you wear blue and orange. You have 1.8 before there is Game 6 at Markham Square.
Now keep an eye on Patrick Ewing. He comes down, sets a half screen. Now he's an outlet right here. Now watch this reverse move. He comes back, jump stop, and he shoots that jumper. That was a primetime move. Now keep an eye on Patrick. He starts Antonio Davis as he swings back, jump stop up in your face. Now you're going to see Patrick Ewing will come down in here and set a screen for Starks. Once that pass is made, watch what happens. Patrick will come right back to the foul line area. They go right into him right here. Now it's up to him to create or kick out. And I'm happy for Patrick for one reason, because he's really labored with his injuries. Now, Patrick has 19 points. He's only 8 for 21 in field goals in this game. But I'm just happy for him because he's overcome the frustrations of an injury. Now, there's still 1.8, and when you have the Mad Bombers that Indiana has, Byron Scott, as well as Reggie Miller, you have guys that can make a catch and shoot a shot from anywhere on this floor. The main point, though, is Indiana has no timeouts. Now, I'm a big advocate with this amount of time of denying the pass. You have got to cut down the passing angle to the corner and to the foul line extended. Now you cut off those two areas, a player would have to get a pass coming out towards half court.
After last night and this game, I'm going to say it. I love this game.
A lot of pressure here.
Mitchell, Workman, Scott, Reggie Miller, and Rick Smith into the lineup for the Pacers.
All right, now they are putting Oakley on the man out of bounds. Sam Mitchell. Now Oakley, let's see if he goes at him or he turns and takes any player on the way out. See, the main issue right now is that you have got to switch on every single ball on Krellis on a screen. But you do not want Mitchell to throw a lob to the front of this rim.
Miller trying to get away from Starks.
And Oakley tries to double team.
Here it is for the win! No! Off the rim, and we will have a Game 6 Friday night in Indianapolis.
Now that was a wow, because that thing almost went down.
That almost found nothing but the bottom of the net. Here it is one more time.
Great off by Meller on starts, but Oakley's there to help him. Now, how about this shot right there? You realize the distance of that shot, and it's almost on the money.
And talk about Yeoman's effort. Patrick Ewing did it. He is with Kevin Kiley right now. Kevin?
Thank you, Ron. Patrick, you're leading most of the fourth quarter. You're down one. You need a basket. What are you thinking just before that shot?
First of all, I always want the ball. I felt that in game 3. If I was in there, we would have won the ball game. We even went to overtime. But the guys gave me the ball, and I just went to the basket. I wanted to either get a foul or make the basket.
Game 1, Reggie hits 2 threes. In this game, Scott hits a 3. Reggie hits a 3, then Byron Scott from the parking lot. What'd you think then?
Well, we just had to keep our composure. They made some big plays, but we stepped up and got the job done at the end.
A lot more lively tonight. How's the leg?
Oh, it felt great. I got a lot of treatment on it, and I was able to run and jump a little bit better.
You're right back where you were last year. The Knicks are alive and well. How about going to Indiana?
We're alive. We're alive, and we're gonna go in there strong and with a lot of confidence and try to get back to New York.
All right, Patrick. Great game. Congratulations. Game 6 in Indiana, guys.
All right, Kevin, they're trying to become the 5th team to come back from a 3-1 deficit. They win it tonight, 96-95, and our Budweiser player of the game is the game-winning shot type. Patrick Ewing, 19 points, 8 rebounds. The game winner with 1.8 left. Patrick Ewing, our Budweiser player of the game.